So I'm preparing the Melusine video. This is not it. But I figured while I'm gathering images and getting ready, I'd tell you about something just happened. So I laid down, take a little nap, and had a nightmare, Daymare, that I just woke up from. And it's pouring rain here. So, it was a man. I was sort of off to the side, just kind of watching this in the movie. Yeah, in the movie, because it seemed like a movie. That's how it wasn't something where I was sort of like in the experience. I was just watching the experience happening to others. So, I was kind of just off to the side, and this man was in a room, and he seemed alone. But then I realized he's wearing these special glasses, and he can see on these screens around him in the room there are other people, and they're having a meeting. Like, people are kind of coming in, making noise, getting ready for this meeting. They're not coming into that physical room. They're coming into another room somewhere, and it's being displayed on these screens only, but you wouldn't be able to see them on the screen unless you had these special glasses that this guy is wearing. And it's eerie because he kind of turns around, like he knows people are kind of like coming in, I guess, onto the screen. And he turns around and he sees something on one of the screens that no one else sees. I guess because he's the one with the special glasses. He sees on one of the screens that the person there isn't coming into the room and just like getting ready for a meeting or whatever, like the other people on the other screens. It's a man on this screen, and he's mostly naked, and he's bound up, laying down, bound up, and struggling against his restraints, and like kind of shrieking and struggling against his restraints. And the other guy who turned around and saw this, he starts walking up towards the screen, and asking the guy, are you all right? What's going on? And something along those lines. I didn't hear those exact words, but I knew he was like talking to him, and in that sort of way, like what's going on, that sort of tone of voice. And then somehow, for some reason, that man, both the men were like in the same room, in that room where the guy was bound up and struggling and shrieking. And then the man with the special glasses on, he reached over and he pulled off that guy's face, but it was like Mission Impossible style, where they pull off the masks and like there's suddenly a whole other person. It was like that. Suddenly this guy, he was no longer laying there so you could see his full body and bound up. Now he's bound in such a manner that like his head is sticking out of a container and the rest of his body is in the container and you can't see it. And he's shrieking because of something that's happening to him below the neckline, like something that's happening to his body in that container. He's shrieking and shrieking. And the man who was wearing the special glasses reaches down and just keeps pulling off these faces, and he's a different person, different guy. Each time it was a dude shrieking and shrieking, and just his head there, because the rest of his body is in this container below, and we don't know what's happening to him in the container below. But it must be bad because he's shrieking and screaming. It was just like, it was his shrieking and screaming that was the most chilling. But anyway, yeah, share that with you guys. How would you interpret that daymare on a very rainy day? A man's head shrieking and screaming and being turned into other heads, like one man's head after another. because the guy with the special glasses is just pulling one mask off after another. Huh. Interesting. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to keep preparing for this Melusine video, pull up pictures and some other things that relate to her. Like, obviously, in case you haven't guessed, The Little Mermaid. And how it relates to the belief system of the Western cult. So that's the project for the rest of my day, this very rainy, overcast day. And all my cats are inside thinking that they need TREATs like every 5 minutes because they're bored because they don't want to be out in the rain. And so like every 5 minutes, it's like, meow, mom, treat. No, shit, I can't say it. Then they think it's time to have them again. All right, I'm going to go.